Hello everybody, time for another Ask Tracy. It is time for Ask Tracy episode number 4. For all you gringos out there, that's 4. But today's question is, I'm going to do it in reverse. I get a lot of questions the opposite of it, but I'm going to ask it in reverse because I think it'll be a little better question. I get a lot of questions on commercially, what's the best crops to grow? Well, I'm going to say what's the best crops not to grow commercially. Before I begin, again, I'm on the road. By the time you get and see this, I'll already be home and everything. But I'm on the road, and I wanted to make sure you guys had some content for YouTube. Because when I get back, I'll have to catch up. And I won't have to film for a while, so that's why I'm filming these as I'm driving. But, excuse me, I want to do the reverse of what's good to grow. I'm going to say what's good not to grow commercially. Now, if you're in a home hobby system, everything I'm going to say to you here, throw out the door. A home hobby system, you want to grow what you want to grow, what you're going to eat. It's the same as a home garden is what should you grow. Man, I'm going so good, I get 10 tomatoes a day, but I don't eat tomatoes. Why are you growing tomatoes? You know, if somebody in your family does, that's fine, but if you don't grow tomatoes, it doesn't make much sense. So if you're doing this home or a home hobby, throw it all out the door. But commercially, that's kind of hard. If I had to say just choose a crop that not to grow commercially, first and foremost, I would say tomatoes. Don't do tomatoes commercially. Quite heavy labor intensive inside of a greenhouse. And it's real labor intensive. You get underpriced very, very easy. So it's real hard. Now that I said that, you find a niche somewhere where you get a premium for what you're growing tomatoes to grow. But for me, and what I see and talking to people, don't grow tomatoes. Other than that, don't grow crops. That's going to be the only really specific crop I'm going to say. And the others are going to be kind of like categories. First and foremost is do not grow crops that don't grow good in your area. Well, for me, in my greenhouse, during the summer months, I know not to grow a lot of leafy stuff. It just doesn't work. Too hot, way too hot. Mint just dies down to almost nothing. During the wintertime, all those do great. During the wintertime, I'd probably get a better crop than the people up north during the summer because of the sunlight and the temperature ranges. It's really good down south, but winter long, I can't. No, they just die off. So don't grow anything that you cannot grow without really altering your system a lot. Saying that, there's caveats to everything. If I got a water chiller, I could pretty much grow all of them all the time because it's the root zone temperature that's really controlled, not the leaf part of the crops. So if I had cooler water, I could grow a lot of those crops that I couldn't grow during the summer, but right now I'm not going to pay for a water cooler to inline it, so just not going to do it. So if you look at the dollars and cents, and it makes sense to buy a water cooler and to pay to cool your water or heat your water to grow some specific crop, and you make money doing it, that's a good thing to do. But you have to look at the matrix of all the incoming and outcomings of the money to make sure that all adds up okay. So that's on. Excuse me. Another one is don't grow anything most people don't like to eat. Or I should say has a real limited sale. That's not considered a specialty sale. That's different. Real limited, what I'm talking about would be, I don't even know a specific fruit or vegetable on this, but let's say it's a specialty fruit, Canadian seed. Sorry to pick on you Canadians, not really picking on you. but I don't have too many Canadians where I live. No one else can eat them. So, kind of like that. Normally with that type of situation, it's really not Canadians. It's like usually ethnic groups, Asian groups, island groups, South American groups, and stuff like that, where it grows special crops. But most large cities have diversity where you could grow some of those crops, but don't grow nothing too special where it's really, really hard to sell. That can be part of your growing, but don't put it all in one. And that brings me to the next one, leads into that. Try not to be too specialized where like you're growing all one crop, like I grow, let's say, all 100% basil. I sell it all the time. I have absolutely nothing else. To be really stable, you can do that for a long time, but eventually somebody's going to come in and undercut you. You're going to lose all your clients. So if you're going to do that, at least have a plan in place where you can switch to something else, or know your rock bottom price where you can stay afloat to see if you can get some of your business back. So if you are growing like all basil, have a plan in place where you can grow something else pretty quick if you have to change your crops. So that's why diversity is good, but you don't want to get too diverse for the opposite reasons. You know, spreading yourself too thin. So that's kind of the opposite approach to what you should grow. But as a specific crop, tomatoes about it that I can really think. There is some more that I wouldn't grow. One I wouldn't grow. Now this is me personally. Cilantro. Just it doesn't do really, really good in the heat where I'm at. Plus the price of cilantro where everybody gets it at is so cheap that I couldn't even come close to competing. And usually it's just a little tiny addition to salsas and other dishes like that, where usually they don't care if it's from here in Mexico or some farm, you know, in Central America or wherever. So that's where, you know, it really doesn't matter for that kind of a crop. But that's kind of the reverse approach to what crops I should grow is what shouldn't I grow. So I hope this is helpful and everything like that. If you have any questions, leave below. If you want me to answer a question, just contact me here. Just send me a message, and if I know the answer, I will. If I don't know, I'll tell you where to start looking, or I'll try to find out. But other than that, thank you for watching, and I'm coming right up at 1,000 subscribers. By the time you watch this, I'm right there, and I want to thank everybody for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe for me. Please like the video. I do really appreciate that, and that's what keeps me going. So everybody have a good day.